Alright guys, so I'm back to this stream. I'm gonna collect some more of those shiners because they're just so cool looking and they're plentiful. So they're all over the place. And I saw the school over there, so that's what I'm gonna go after, is that little school. And I just got a bunch. Ooh. There we go. Shiners for days. Shiners for days. Alright guys, so after collecting a few of those shiners and minnows, I actually ran to Cabela's, which is a fishing and hunting sports and outdoors store, and they actually sell live bait. And I decided to run over there and get some of their live bait, and I actually got these fish for free because it turns out the barcode that they use for these type of fish didn't work at the register, so the guy was just like, hey man, you can keep these fish. So I was like, cool. So I decided I wanted to try to feed Albert some of these minnows. I've been feeding him krill, been feeding him worms. I've fed him a few live fish that were really small, but I haven't really fed him any good sizable fish. Like, take a look at these fish. These fish are like little sardines. These are a little bit bigger live fish than I've usually tried to feed Albert. I mean, as you can see, there's a size comparison there. I decided to do this about 1 or 2 at a time. So the first 2 I put in there through the net, he didn't go for them. So I thought maybe I'd try to entice him with a little bit of hand feeding. He didn't want to do that either. So I decided to just let the fish go, and immediately he started chasing the fish around. But what he was doing is, as soon as he would get really close to the fish, he would either bite them or just nip them. He wouldn't really eat them, and he would also maybe try to eat him and put the fish in his mouth, but he would immediately spit the fish out or just let it go. It didn't really seem like he was really trying to eat the fish, more like he was trying to dominate and just be a brute, just the big brute that he is. So after a few hours, I started to notice that Albert was just not eating these fish. Instead, he was just torturing these fish. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to give these guys a chance at life, and I'm going to give them their own home. So I decided to put them in the 29-gallon tank that I used to have my bluegill in. Now, if you're still confused about what happened to my bluegill, there's a video which I will leave in the comment section and also in the description. So I decided to give these guys a home in the 29-gallon tank, and here they are. And they're pretty cool looking fish. They're almost like a carp or a black goldfish looking type fish. Now, according to Cabela's, they call these fish bass minnows. I'm not sure why they call them that, but that's what they call them. Again, Cabela usually sells these fish as live bait. They also use these fish to feed their fish. They have some pretty cool fish too. I actually have a video on what type of fish that they have. They're really monstrous fish. You can see them on the screen right now. Make sure to check out that video. But the fish that you're seeing right now, right in front of you, this is an example of how badly damaged Albert damaged these fish. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen with this fish, but I'll definitely update you guys on these fish. Now, some of you might be thinking, that I'm cruel or messed up for doing this. These fish are meant to be fed to these largemouth bass fish. I was really hoping Albert would just eat these fish and just put them out of their misery really fast. But, the unexpected happened, and he did this. This is what he decided to do. It's not my fault that my fish didn't want to eat. I mean, I can't force him to eat, but the other ones are okay. I forgot to mention that Cabela's gave me a ton of these fish. They gave me I think it was like 26 of these fish. I don't know why they gave me so many when I only asked for a dozen, but this is the amount that I was given. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm really happy that I got some free fish, and these are some pretty cool looking fish to me. Even if they weren't really that great looking, I still would have taken them because, hey, free fish is free fish, and I can't turn down free fish. I mean, I gotta be crazy not to take these fish in, man. I mean, I'm the fish guy. I'm MasterAquatics. I gotta take in all these fish. But anyways, a lot of these fish are badly damaged, but they'll be okay. These are some of the hardiest fish I have ever ever had. These fish have been hooked. These fish have been bit by Albert. They've been chewed and swallowed and spit back out by Albert. And these fish are still alive. And they don't look like they're complaining. They look like they're happy to still be alive, even though they're missing a few scales and their tails are messed up. These fish look like they're happy to be in this 29-gallon tank. If you're wondering about the care level for these fish, they're actually quite easy to take care of. I actually find it easier to take care of wild caught fish than to take care of store-bought fish or just tropical fish in general. Reason being is wild caught fish, they've adapted to weather change and temperature change and environmental changes, and they've also trained themselves to adapt to their environment, you know, to camouflage with their surroundings to evade predators, and they're just a lot more veteranized in the fish world when it comes to surviving, because they've had to endure and go through all these trials and tests of survival. These fish are really easy to take care of. They don't need a heater. They don't need any type of special medications or anything like that besides Melafix, which is going to repair all of their wounds and all their bite marks. As you can see, all that white stuff on these fish, that's from Albert biting on these fish. Again, these fish are a-okay. They are doing absolutely fantastic, and they are going to make it. At least I hope. There's actually one, which is that guy right there. He is effed up, my man. He is starting to look like Two-Face from Batman. As you can see, his eye is a little out there. I know that's not something you guys really want to see, but he's still doing okay. I don't know if he's going to make it. I will update you guys on that fish. Now the fish that are doing really good in this tank are the small shiners, which I also have some in my 20-gallon tank, and now I have these in the 29-gallon tank, which are the same species of fish, but I decided to do half and half. So the 20-gallon tank has a few shiners. They have the majority of the bigger ones. The smaller ones are in the 29-gallon tank, and I'm hoping they actually grow a little bit more and they breed for me. Reason being is that when I went back to that stream, I wasn't able to find as much as I did before when the weather was a little bit warmer. I think now that the weather is getting a little bit colder, these guys are a little bit more scarce, or I should say scarce, not scarce. Scarce is the guy that does drama videos on YouTube. Actually, I don't even know if he still does videos. So I don't think I'll be catching any more for the time being, because like I said, they're very limited in the stream that I went to. I wasn't really able to find too many, but I'll definitely be trying to find different species right now in the season. I know there's a few that I can try to catch in the upcoming week. If you guys have any ideas of what type of fish to get right now, I know trout is now in season for a lot of places right now in the States. I might start going for trout. I really want to get bigger fish now that I've got my feeder and bait fish tanks set up. So now I can use bait, I can feed all my big fish, no problem. Even though I'm on a limited amount of food, it's still good for the time being right now. And all I gotta do is just treat these fish before I feed them to my fish, just to make sure that my bass doesn't get sick from eating these guys, because it's very important to do that. I don't think I mentioned that in this video. That's why I don't feed him too much live fish, because you don't know what these fish could be carrying. I did try to feed him a few of the live fish from Cabela's. I didn't treat them in advance. That's probably why he wasn't eating them. That's why he was spitting them out. So but I definitely treated the shiners, because I noticed that when I caught these guys, they had some white stuff on them. Not too many of them, but a few of them. But they seem to be doing great now. As you can see, they're eating. They've learned that, you know, I feed them. I've also already given them a water change, so they've gotten used to that. I just feel like they've gotten really comfortable in their tanks, and they're used to me now, and I can't wait to see these guys grow and thrive. I will be keeping a few. I won't be using all of them as food for my big fish or to catch big fish. I will be keeping a few, like I said, to breed. Let me know what you guys think of the fish that I caught. If you guys like the fish, let me know. If you guys don't like them, dislike the video. Anyway, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and share this video. Take care. Bye.